Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1970 I think you can call it a dramedy, a comedy drama film, MASH, starring Donald Sutherland, Robert Duvall, Sally Kellerman, Tom Skerritt, and of course a whole slew of other actors who were then unknown in 1970 and became big stars later on, mainly during the 80s. Excuse me, especially Tom Skerritt's character was big in Top Gun and Magnolias in the 16 years later. But of course, MASH is of course the long-running television show was based on this movie, which was based on a novel of the same name. Of course, MASH is about a fictionalized version of an actual MASH unit that served during the Korean War. Now, in case you know what a MASH unit is a team of army doctors and surgeons trying to save the lives of people of U.S. Army soldiers who've been shot or nearly killed at that time was the Korean War. And of course, the war only lasted about 3 years, but the television series lasted about 4 times longer than the actual war itself, which is kind of ironic. That's how popular and how good the show MASH was. And to this day, the last episode of the television show today was a 2 or 3 hour event. It's still the highest rated program in television history. I mean, the hell with the end, or the Super Bowl is the highest rated sporting event because of all the gambling involved and everything. But the MASH, the last episode of MASH was the final highest rated show of all time. And the shows that came close, like the last episode of Cheers, or the last episode of Seinfeld, or possibly even the last episode of Friends, came close to that. They always got 90 million viewers or something like that, but the last episode of MASH got about 102 or 103 million viewers tuning in to watch. And don't forget, television is like what it is now. We have streaming services and 10,000 different cable channels and stuff. But going back to the movie is pretty much a 2 hour version of the television show. I mean, it doesn't bring. I mean, to me, it was the very first time I watched this movie was just last night, or the night before recording this video, and it was pretty okay. It was okay. It wasn't, and of course, actually, a movie like this, you're not gonna have a laugh track on or from a television audience. Usually, I think MASH was used a laugh track on, and not. Television, a live studio audience didn't get popular to maybe, with shows like All in the Family and The Jeffersons and Happy Days. Those shows were from the studio audience, but MASH wasn't. It was filmed on location, and on a back lot in Hollywood somewhere. But I know I'm mostly talking about the television show instead of the movie, but because the movie is not that great, even though it has a top-notch cast. I'm not complaining about the cast or any performances and stuff. And it was directed by Robert Altman, who was a pretty good director in his own right. But the movie, it goes from the film goes from A to B to C in terms of a progression of the storylines, and it's intertwined storylines a lot. Of course, I should mention the fact that Robert Duvall plays Frank Burns, who, of course, in the television show was a real a-hole, and Frank Burns in the television show lasted longer on the television show than he did in this movie, because about halfway through the movie, he was put in a straitjacket and hauled off, because Frank Burns was having an affair with Hot Lips Houlihan, who was played by Sally Kellerman in the film, and she was hot. At the time, I mean, I think she was in her early 40s at that time, or almost 40. By the time, because he's about the same age as my father is, which is a shock. So she was about like I think about 33 years old at the time, or something like that, when she did this movie. So it was pretty shocking that, that she had this movie role, and other than maybe being the English professor back to school, this was really the only movie role, unfortunately, that Sally Kellerman was known for, playing Hot Lips Houlihan. And she got that name or nickname because she was having an affair, on-screen affair with Frank Burns' character. Frank Burns, who was played by Robert Duvall, and Hawkeye, who was played by Donald Sutherland in the film version, knew that the two characters were fooling around. So he wanted to know from Frank Burns, oh, how was she in the sack? And he keeps asking, oh, how does she moan in bed when you're having sex? And all those really extreme, even for 1970 audiences, really extreme questions about the sex life, about how Hot Lips was in bed, and Frank just loses it, and he gets into a fight with Hawkeye, and he gets in, and the next thing you see Frank Burns in a straitjacket, and they send him home for going nuts, basically. But of course, that's about the main plot. Plus, of course, the famous scene, because actually they wanted to see, or at least the guys wanted to see Hot Lips naked. So there's a famous scene where she goes into the shower. It's probably a co-ed shower. When there's women, there's time when they plan a time for the women to take a shower in there. So they say, okay, let's close off to the men. There's the nurses are taking showers. So the men, or Hawkeye, sets it up. So you can yank down the whole tent, and you can see Sally Kellerman naked. You didn't really see anything. You maybe see a powerful butt, maybe. But you really didn't really see any nudity in this film of Sally Kellerman, or any, because she was the only woman in that in the shower at the time. I should get that straightened out. No other women were in there, just Hot Lips. And she goes absolutely apeshit crazy, and she demands for a transfer, which she eventually does get, and she wants to bring charges up on some of the guys, and the major there, and that I forgot the character's name. It was in the television show played by McLean Stevenson, the television show. Colonel Blake. She want to bring charges against Colonel Blake, Hawkeye, and all the guys, because Colonel Blake was not, having any kind of discipline at all. I mean, all these guys run, it's like a fraternity or something. All these guys going nuts, want to see her naked and stuff, and they took care of the accusations by having a football game towards the end of the movie, and so the movie starts off as a pro-army doctor thing to a football movie. And it was such ridiculous. And I hate football, so it was absolutely a waste of my time, 2 hours watching this thing. And then, of course, the very end of the film, when the two characters, Hawkeye and another character, not BJ, it was somebody else, gets the papers home. Now you got released from the army, and now you're going to go home. And that's pretty much how the movie ends with the two. We're not at the end of the Korean War. At least the television show, you had the end of the Korean War on the television show. In the movie, you didn't have that. You just have the two characters, Hawkeye and the other character that he meets with at the beginning of the film, getting the papers home. They're getting released from the army, and that's how the movie ends, pretty much. But the movie itself it's more like a vignette more than anything else of these two characters following the lives of these doctors and nurses and stuff. And like I said, I like the television show is much better. If you want to really see MASH, if you're interested in seeing the movie, that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with the movie, but the television show is way better than the movie. I mean, there's no question about which was better, the television show MASH or the movie MASH. You can tell with this video which one I like more, and that's the that's the television show. The movie was fine. I mean, I do like the actors in it, but the movie is better more. So that's my review of the movie MASH. I can't believe spending over 10 minutes talking, almost 10.5 minutes talking about movie MASH. It's not that good. That's my review of the movie MASH. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com. It's over WDY.C.com. There's a homepage of my reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.